guys, it's Ruthie with the Popo Backyard Farm. Dew on the car, a beautiful fall morning. It's 7 a.m. here in upstate New York. Look at this beauty. That's an apple orchard that is being taken out. I hope they replant it because it's so beautiful when it flowers, but it didn't produce any fruit. Oh, that might be why they're taking it out. Just like our lives, we want to make sure that everything is producing good fruit. Or maybe we need to reevaluate what we're doing. Look how beautiful the fog in the apple orchard. And we wondered at first what they were doing, but we kind of figured it out when, well, my husband was suspicious from the start, but he said he thinks they were taking it out, and then he saw the stumps being taken out. So whether it was a few or all, I don't know. Sun is rising, chickens are waking up. The cats are about. Frost on the ceiling, on the ground is crunchy. One of the bunnies got out of the new pen, and here comes Maxine. And so he'll probably go back into the fence area, and I'll just shut him in and get him out again. But I've been thinking about getting an Angora Rabbit because I love to crochet, but I think I've already decided against it because they're a lot of work. They sound wonderful to have, but I'm going to have to constantly comb their hair so they don't get mangled. I had an Angora before, but I didn't really, it was when Clay and I first, got married, and we picked up an Angora, but I didn't know that much about him, and he was matted when we got him, but his fur actually ended up being okay. We didn't have a lot of problems with him, but I didn't use their fur or anything. But if you love to crochet and knit, you may want to consider getting one because they're pretty easy to raise, and you can cut their fur off and make things and spin it. So just something to think about. And if you are looking for another way to raise money for your farm, their fur goes for quite a bit. And there's a lot of people that love to spin that yarn. Look at these hazelnuts. Look how beautiful they are. There's a lot of people that like to spin that Angora fur, and it knits up nice. And there's different types of Angoras that you can get as well. So I toyed with the idea, and then I thought, it's just not realistic. If that was all I had to do, or I had children that were teenagers that were interested in it, but for me it's just not fair to my farm to take on that responsibility, so I figured that's not something I want to do. I do enjoy raising the bunnies. There's all the cats are running around because they see me walking around. I thought you may enjoy the farm fall leaves. And we'll talking to you about the Angoras. Now that bunny, when I see him go into that pen, that fenced-in area, I don't know if it's fenced in or not, I'll just shut the gate and then get him later. But there was a little opening in this fence, and he got out, and I saw him in the yard. So he'll just go over there. They tend to actually stick around. I think probably because they have other bunnies, and then also I'm feeding them. Animals will come for just about anything if you feed them. So, nice to them. These guys are playing. They're having a good time. Yeah, I see ya. Chickens are waking up. They hear me, otherwise they'd still be in bed if you want to know the truth. See them? Our chickens are lazy. And you can tell the cats don't really care. But I wouldn't want a loose chicken in the yard because these guys are hunters. See See how pretty it is? Love fall. And the bunny was over there somewhere, but he's probably moved under the barn. And let's see. Look, it's going to be a nice day, I hope. I'm hoping it's a nice day. I haven't checked the weather report. I know we have some cooking to do today. We'll see how far our projects get. We usually don't overplan because it's not realistic. Usually one at the most 2 projects a day when it gets into the cooking, because we're cooking for the year. So everything's kind of messy, but we'll get together and clean up everything after the fact. We just got to get that harvest up. It kind of is hard for me as a woman, but I know it's the right thing, and my husband and I are in agreement about it, so because it makes our grocery bill so much less. But look how beautiful that fog is and the leaves. But yeah, Angora Rabbit, if you're looking to add some finances to your farm, sometimes you just got to do the math, you know. Get some Angoras. It might be cheaper to grow them, comb them, take their fur, sell it. There's a nice little market for it, and if you're already farming anyway, especially if you got teenagers that like to knit and crochet and love animals, it would be a wonderful project. Even if they're homeschooled, or if you're someone that lives in an apartment or a house, I mean, they're perfect, really sweet animals to have in the house. Rabbits are nice, and they can use litter boxes too. I'd love to have an Angora, but I just know right now, maybe things will change in the spring, that I can't do one for the winter at least. But I was thinking, gee, maybe that would be nice. I could spin the fur and have that fun. But you know, it's in the future. I'm not worried about selling the fur. I would be more interested in keeping the yarn, and I think that's why the market's high, because I think the people that do have them want the Angora for themselves. So definitely something worth looking into. It's very simple, very easy. Some people do things like pull fur and stuff like that, but there's you can cut their fur, and they might look funny until they're all grown out in between, but you don't cut them all the time. But if you got a bunch of them, I mean, I think you're going to find there's a market for it, because a lot of people love to spin. They love to spin, and I think it's going. I was kind of just nosing around to see the price of it. I mean, it's like, you know, probably like $10 a ounce or a pound or something. I don't know what it is. You have to look up the specs on it, like how much is Angora wool, or yeah, Angora fur, and like I said, there's different creatures, but I think a lot of people even like to mix it with sheep fur. But it's a whole thing. As you get into it, you'll find people spin poodle fur, dog fur, you know, all kinds of things, but that are into the spinning business. It's funny when you hear some of the things that they spin up, but you know, and they you know, laugh, but they said, what's the difference if it comes from a sheep or this and this and that? But you know, Angora rabbits, if you're looking for another creature to add some value to your farm, look it out, look into it. Especially if you raise sheep, you may be of interest, because you probably have equipment to shear and stuff. Now their fur is paper thin, or their skin is paper thin rather, so when you go to clip them, you have to be super, super careful. So that's where you're going to have to get your education in and do it correctly. Just some things, but if you're just cutting and not getting close to them, just like giving them a haircut and not a big shearing, just something to think about. Look into it. Okay guys, here comes somebody down the road, probably on their way to pick up donuts for the church or something. My son may be coming for a visit today. I'm not sure if he's coming or not, schedules and everything. But I guess I'm going to get things done at my house. So like, subscribe. The greatest compliment you can give us, because we don't monetize our videos, is if you would share our videos on your social media. That's how you can thank us for giving videos. And of course, we love watching your videos, and we'll be doing that all day today. So remember, big or small, you too can have a backyard farm.